Hello, Rico. How are you?
Sir, what's up, Ariel? It's been a while.
Yes, it has, my friend. Welcome back. It's great to see you again, and very much excited
Likewise.
that you are back in action this Saturday. For those that don't know, could you tell us how difficult? And I know you fought just a few months ago, but that wasn't out. That was outside of the glory banner. To come back 2 years later, you suffered a serious knee injury, right? How difficult was the recovery, and how bad was the knee injury?
Yeah, so like you said, I fought about a year ago, and yeah, a few months later, had a crazy ass knee injury, and yeah, the recovery was tough. It was tough, and like for my feeling, like throughout my career, I've pretty much like slided through, didn't have too many injuries, and now this happened. Like I'm like, what is this? Is this a sign or something? Like, is this the time to to quit? But yeah, went through surgery and yeah, really had a dark 2 weeks. Like it hurt like hell. And I really decided like, okay, if I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna quit on my own terms. And I'm not gonna let my body decide like this is time to stop. So we put in the work and we got back like pretty fast actually. So normally for an injury like this, they put out like 9 months to a year, and I did it in 6, 7. So
Wow.
and fully fit, fully functional, and I feel better than ever.
Wow. Congratulations on that. So there was a point that
Thanks.
you considered maybe not fighting again, not going through it all again?
Yeah, 100%,
Wow.
100%, because it was just like yeah, the pain and not being able to walk normally, function like you yeah, like you want to, and you feel like what is this? Like I've been like flowing through my career like pretty good, and now this happens. And how serious is it? So a lot of friends calling and professionals getting their opinions, and they just said like, "You'll be fine, you'll be okay," but it just takes time. It takes patience, takes a lot of work. But I've never been um, I never shied away of a challenge, and hard work is what we know and what we embrace. So an uncomfortable situation, we made it to a comfortable situation, and now we're here.
So, and just so I understand, your last glory fight was 2 Octobers ago. This fight that you're speaking of against Hesdy Gergis was last October. Why did you have that prior to the injury? Why did you have that long layoff, a year between fights, and not fighting under the glory banner?
Um, yeah, there was a little bit of timing wise problem. So I fought for glory, and then I went straight into shooting a movie. But in my contract, we negotiated that I was able to do my own event as well. So we already scheduled my own event, and I was supposed to fight earlier this year, but yeah, then the injury came, so we
Okay.
weren't able to fight. So because of that, it just kept on pushing forward. So like I said, I went from the movie straight into my own event, and then got injured, and yeah, that's how everything got pushed.
Is the movie career blowing up? I saw you, White Lotus, I believe it's called, and you have another movie,
Black
Black Lotus.
Lotus,
Oh,
Black
I
Lotus.
screwed that up.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
You have another one coming out in 2024, right? How
Yes,
how
sir.
uh, how busy is your acting schedule?
Uh, we tried to manage everything. Yeah, Black Lotus was like my first lead role. Insane, crazy. It came out globally. We actually came out on Netflix a few weeks ago. We were in 1 or 2 days. We were at number one, so it was crazy.
Wow.
Everybody was it was wild. So no, it's been insane. And this year, I also been on set with Gerard Butler. Got a nice little part in a new movie. So yeah, it's like I said, it's just been crazy. It's just good things.
Is
Good
this
things been happening.
is this going to be the post fighting plan? You'll go
Hundred
all
percent.
in to acting. Is that what you're going to do full time?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
And okay, so you're well on your way. but obviously you have fights left. Is there any chance, considering the feelings that you had, and here you are back defending your belt, it's unification bout, all that stuff, any chance Saturday's fight is your last fight?
No,
No.
no. It's like I've been enjoying this so much, especially now coming back after this injury and this leg like feeling better than ever. It's I got a few good more fights in me, 100%, 100%.
Okay. This past weekend we had the battle of the baddest, right? Francis Ngannou against Tyson Fury. Is there any part of you looking at all this baddest man on the planet talk and saying, what about me? Can I be included in all of this?
Yeah, of course. It's just like this whole situation of the combat sports growing is, I love to see it. I love to see it. And it's amazing that from whatever we're going to, from social media and YouTube superstars embracing the sport, the combat sport, the boxing sport, just whatever, MMA, kickboxing, and just the full range of martial arts is beautiful. So the growth of the sport is beautiful to see. And like talks of baddest of the planet, I'm definitely in that conversation because you have boxing, we have MMA, and we definitely have kickboxing. So yeah, let's go. That's actually what I'm open to, because being champion for 10 years in the sport of kickboxing is getting there is one thing, but staying there is a whole different type of monster. And I've been there for such a long time and enjoying it. But a challenge like that, I would definitely be open to, especially seeing the fight this weekend and being known and comfortable and common with both grounds, because I did a professional MMA fight, I did a professional boxing fight. So yeah, whatever comes to the table, I'm open for it. Especially seeing how Francis has been competing and really putting up a good fight. Yeah, I think I got a good shot.
By the way, who do you think won that fight?
I think Tyson won that fight on points, but the moral winner was definitely Francis.
Were you
especially
surprised?
giving him so much trouble. 100%, 100%. But I think that's more a personal problem and a mental problem than a physical problem, I think, because I think Tyson made it a difficult fight for himself.
What do you mean by that?
Because of his ego.
Okay, like he was looking past him.
No, not past him, but like, hey, you think you're big, you think you're strong, you want to fight? Let's fight. This is mine. Like he said, like, I'm gonna take you to school.
Right.
But like then he starts fighting with a guy with Francis' physique and Francis' power and Francis' timing, because I trained with both of these guys. With Tyson, I've trained, like, it's been a while, but I trained for years with this guy, and with Francis, we just trained once or twice. But I know he has an amazing timing and just a natural physique of power and strength and timing. So, and he thought, like, okay, let's go toe to toe. I was like, why? Why would you go toe to toe with somebody you can just outbox? Because what I do believe is that's what we did see. If when Tyson was just boxing smart and like a thinking man's game, yeah, it was hard for Francis to cross the distance and get there. But as soon as Tyson thought, like, okay, let's try and take him out, he got in trouble.
It is fascinating perspective, because you have trained with both. I know you've trained with Tyson more than Francis. I'm just wondering, given your experience with both, who was the trickier guy to fight?
The trickier, it depends on what rules. What rules are we talking about, Ariel?
Well, what did you do with them? I'm assuming it was boxing with Tyson, yes?
Yeah. And with Francis, we did some stand up, but he just had surgery. I don't no surgery. He had surgery on something in his face or something, so we didn't do any sparring.
Okay. Okay.
So, um, and with Tyson, we just did lots of rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds.
Wow.
So that was just a different, like I said, he's a different type of animal in the boxing game. But especially from what I've seen this weekend, I saw options. I saw an opening.
Okay.
Thought like, hey, this is. I would love to change places with Francis. I definitely saw some opportunities. So and like I said, I'm known in all the situations in boxing and in MMA. So I feel comfortable in whatever.
So it's interesting. I heard you say in one of the pre-fight videos leading up to your fight on Saturday that you are no longer motivated by the opponent. Your motivation is yourself, right? You used to be
Sure.
motivated by the opponent, but now it's the battle with yourself. How much can you improve? How much better can you be, etc. Is that a tricky game to where like I would think I understand what you're saying, but I would think a fighter needs to look at someone and say, like, this guy motivates me to get out of bed and I want to beat him to show that I'm the better man. If that is no longer there, can that be a tricky thing to deal with mentally if you're no longer motivated by the foe?
I don't think so, because what do you do, Ariel, when you've been the best for so many years, and when you're on top of your game, like what you're doing? Who's your competition? Like you've been the number one commentator and sports analyst of so for so many years. So you're not competing with anybody else. You're
Hmm.
competing with you. So you try to be a better version of you every interview you do. Every time you get into an interview, you talk to people, the pre-work you do. That's how you evolve, and you look at whatever, a Jimmy Kimmel or whatever. It's a different vibe, and it's a different area, but still you're trying to learn from different situations, from different areas, from different perspectives, and that's how I look at the game now. I just try to be a better version of me. So I look at my previous fights, and every time I see flaws, I see mistakes, and I try to analyze with my trainer and with my team, like, why did I do so? We talk about it and we look at it, and I said, okay, this is something we got to work on. And this is something that I don't want to happen in this upcoming fight. And then it doesn't, but then other things happen. So it's a continuous cycle of improvement. Like every day, I try to listen to a podcast or whatever, read a book, and just try. Sometimes instead of trying to get into an argument, just listen and
Hmm.
take it. And yeah, just like I said, just keep learning, because we're never too old to learn.
Okay, no, totally understand that, and totally fair as well. We've also seen in MMA, we've seen this often, like some of the big dogs who have been champion. Like I remember when DJ lost, Demetrius Johnson, or Anderson Silva lost.
Yeah,
It almost seemed like they were relieved when their winning streak came to an end because of the pressure that comes with being a champion. And you know about this, right? You
yeah.
just alluded to that. How do you handle that pressure? And do you think there will come a time where you will be relieved to take the crown off? Do you understand why they may have felt that way because of everything that comes with being a champion and the bullseye that is on your back?
Of course, you have the bullseye on your back. You're carrying the kingdom on your shoulders for so many years. But yeah, um, it's for me. I understand it, but yet again, like I said, with the injury, when this would happen, I want it to happen on my terms. So that would mean I would win, and I would decide to say, okay, this is it. Take the crown off
Hmm.
and leave. But leave as the very best.
Hmm.
So that would be my ideal situation, to be able to stop this whole winning streak and champion thing as a champion.
How many more do you think you have left in you?
I don't know. I think gotta get. I don't want to give it a number, but I think I got a few more good fights in me. So, like I said, I'm just excited to be back now for the fourth this Saturday. I feel so good. I'm in great shape, and I can't wait to just perform and show everybody I'm still the heavyweight king.
Tariq, the interim champion, big boy, has said some big things. He seems very confident. He's going to throw bombs your way and all that. And I see you at the press conference just kind of laugh it off because you've heard this before. Is there
Yeah.
anything that he does that you feel like you haven't seen as of late?
Um, yeah, what I like about his style and what I didn't see in previous opponents, that while coming in, so a lot of guys, so for example, they're orthodox and they come in and that's how they pressure. They pressure on in an orthodox stance. But what he does, he comes in orthodox, and while charging, he throws the right hand and then changes to a southpaw and
Wow.
then continues his so that's a very tricky and good way of attacking. So yeah, I've been definitely working on that. So, and I think that's how he surprised a lot of fighters as well.
Okay, interesting. Is that more common in kickboxing than it is in boxing? In MMA, people switch stances all the time. In boxing, it's a little less common, especially like effective switching stances. Is that more common in kickboxing, and if so, why?
No, not really, not really. You don't see too many guys doing it and guys that do it. But like I said, I hear what you're saying, but what I also don't see in boxing or in MMA too much, they're doing it on the attack. That's what he does
Mm,
really well. So
okay.
he does it on the attack. So he's in orthodox stance, and then, for example, double jab, and he throws the right hand. Then while throwing the right hand, he changes and charges in with it. And so that means you're throwing all your weight behind the right hand, and you're crossing a lot of distance. So I haven't seen that too much, and I've seen that in his previous fights that it's really effective because yeah, you can step backwards, but he's crossing so much distance with that big right hand and that step with the right foot that they just don't know what's happening.
Hmm.
So that's a challenging thing. But yeah, let's see. And in MMA, I think that this would be a really tricky move because then they probably take him down. So that's it. It's like I said, MMA and boxing or kickboxing is just they're three totally different sports. You can't compare them.
After the fight on Saturday, Tyson and his team brought up ring rust, the layoff. They mentioned it a couple times. You know, he hadn't fought in about a year. Do you believe in that sort of thing? Are you worried about that, considering it's been about a year for you as well?
Yeah, 100%. But it's I've been in this situation a few times for the last 5 years. So multiple times that for some kind of reason I didn't fight for 6, 7, 8, 9 months,
Okay.
12 months, 14 months. But yeah, I pretty much always kept on putting in the work, especially the sparring rounds. Sparring rounds are very important, but still, yeah, like you said, the feeling and the tension that comes with stepping into the ring with so many people in attendance and that extra tension vibe that it takes with it is different. It gives that extra pressure, but I always try to just embrace it, and it hasn't like really being in the way of my performance yet. But yeah, let's see what it does this Saturday, especially after this injury. It's like again a different situation. I haven't been in this situation before, so yeah, let's see how we're gonna work with it.
This is a big show for Glory, obviously a big show for you, a big fight for you. Like on the Wednesday before a fight like this in your home country, what do you like as a person? Are you anxious? Are you irritable? What is Rico like just days before the fight? It seems like you're not. Are you in a
Oh
hotel right now, or are you at home? It seems like you're
no, no,
just.
no. It's always like the last week, the last 2 weeks. I always go in a like a separate home type of vibe, like close to the woods, so we can go out, we can walk with the team. So the whole team is here. The family comes in. Just 1 or 2 days a week just to hang out. We got a chef that cooks us food the whole day, and it's just the vibe with the team, because I just like slowly I change, I transition. I'm always the same guy. You can put me in interviews on TV, on whatever show. It doesn't matter if I'm at home. I'm always the same guy. But stepping into the ring, I'm a different guy. So, but changing to that person that happens like slowly in the last few weeks, and then yeah, I just like get excited, but also like you feel that tension, and there's not much that you can take, or a certain sound, or a certain person that says something that lets you. I don't like you. I snap, but
Yeah.
I snap to you like in a nasty way, like oh, like, but it's not fair. So I try to distance myself from certain situations, and so nobody has to be bothered with this person. But the funny thing is, like everybody of my team also has that same anxiousness and that same excitement. So we're all the same to everybody else, but not against each other.
Okay. All right.
So
I like that. Unity.
that's fun. Yeah,
Um,
100%.
I was talking to a good friend of yours who speaks very highly of you, the great Tom Aspinall, who has a big fight himself next weekend. You've
Yeah,
trained with him as well. Did you train with him in this particular camp?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And
Definitely.
what do you make of Tom and his skills and how he's evolving as a fighter?
Yeah, it's a funny story actually, Ariel, because I think Tom and I we met for the first time years and years ago in the Fury camp,
Wow.
and he was also one of the sparring partners, and I couldn't like really place him, but still I like because my trainer said, yeah, Tom Aspen is coming over to train with us, and oh, nice, I don't remember the name, but yeah, it was the guy training with us, and then oh yeah, and then he came over, and then it was like straight away a good like click vibe and flow of energy. He's the nicest person, and he's so anxious to learn and eager. Um, and so now for the last few years, he's been coming over to the Netherlands to train with us together with his dad. And yeah, it's been great. And the crazy thing actually is like for some kind of reason uh our stars are aligned or something, because he got injured in his leg and
Mm,
I also got
that's
injured.
right. That's right.
And now yeah. And so we've been going through the same situation, checking in with each other, like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you doing? How's the progression going? And and now he was here. He wasn't supposed to fight, but he came in to train with me because he knew I was preparing for a fight. He wanted to, yeah, to work on his stand up, and that's just what I like about him. He just comes in to get better every time. He just comes in and he just sorry about that. Um, he just comes in and works. He has the mindset of a champion. And now, for some kind of reason, our stars are again aligned, and I'm defending my title, and he's definitely gonna win this title. So I'm crazy excited for him, and this guy has so much potential, so much potential. His stand up is on another level than that I've ever seen on any other heavyweight MMA fighter.
Would you ever accept a fight like that on 2 weeks' notice? It's common in the UFC, but not really in boxing or kickboxing. Like you're not ready, you're not in camp, and they call you up and say we need you to fill in. Would you ever do something like that?
Listen, Ariel. The beautiful thing is Tom is always training.
Right.
He's always putting in the work, so he's been ready. And the again, like I said, the crazy thing is we were talking about this. We were talking about exactly this situation, brother. Said just stay ready, because I don't know why, but sometimes stuff just happens. It just happens, and everything falls into place. And last week, just
Crazy.
yo, you gotta. Okay, I'm ready because he's been training. I said that's the only thing which can be tricky in two ways, because it can be very positive or it can be negative, because his opponent has been in camp for like, say, let's 10 weeks or whatever. I don't know what his training camp's been looking like, but let's say 10 weeks. And he just comes in. So his focus and his game has been on fighting and preparing. And Tom has been training, like always, putting in the work. And now on 3 weeks' notice, he just flows in. So for me, I think it can work in his advantage, because he doesn't have the tension and the whole feeling of that fight for such a long time. He just like flows in that vibe, and now he's like, okay, let's go. 3 weeks out, so that could definitely work in his advantage. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see it, because he's such an all-round fighter, and yeah, especially his stand-up is on a different type of level.
Last week, last Wednesday, we had Alistair Overeem on. He officially retired. What was your reaction when you found out about that?
I couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
Does it not a blow to the sport? Not a void? Not something that you wish, maybe I know you guys have circled each other for a long time. Nothing like that.
Not really. We were supposed to fight,
yeah.
And for whatever reason, it didn't happen. And he did fight Badr Hari. He got suspended again, so it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't like to fight cheaters, so.
So you this is not like a regret that you never got a chance to get in there with him or anything like that. No.
Like I said. For me, Ariel, I'm a guy. I just bring it straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
I just bring it straightforward, and this is a serious game that we're in. And everything should happen fair and square. And if you're like the biggest one in the classroom, and for some kind of reason you still have to do certain things that are not allowed to get even bigger or get a bigger ego or feel strong enough, then yeah, doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me. And then for me, you're not even welcome in the ring. You shouldn't be there, because you should be there on your own strength, your own mindset. It's the same as in whatever Formula One. One of the drivers has an extra motor or whatever, extra boost engine in their car to pass everybody, because you can make serious damage, because whatever substance you're using, you can punch harder. You can literally like bring damage and brain damage to your opponent that without it, maybe you couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're cheating. So, and if you're cheating, you shouldn't be allowed into the sport.
You will be fighting on Saturday, Tariqs. Your
Yes,
opponent
sir.
will be fighting the interim champion. It is, again, on gloryfights.com here in America, on Videoland in the Netherlands, at the 20,000 seat plus stadium known as the Gelredome. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Gelredome?
Gelder.
In Arnhem. Is it outdoors? Is it open stadium, or is it closed?
No. This is luckily for us, it's a closed stadium actually, because the weather here in the Netherlands hasn't been too pretty, to be honest.
How do you envision the fight going? How do you envision this playing out on Saturday?
I'm not like really a prediction type of guy, but for me, the most important thing is just like stay focused, stay close to the game plan, and then it shouldn't be any problem taking home the win.
Well, I look forward to it. I'll be watching anytime you compete. I watch, and it's good to have you back in the glory ring, my friend. Welcome back. Thank you for the time, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you so much, Ariel, for having me, and good talking to you, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Amen. We shall. Take care, Rico. There he is, the reigning, defending glory heavyweight champion, defending his title for the first time in 2 years. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.